You don't have to wonder what the mission is, because right before Jesus ascended, He told His disciples, here's the agenda. Here's the mission.
I just remember thinking, what? How? Wow.
It was overwhelming.
Just thought, how in the world can all of this be accomplished?
To me, it seemed really big. When I think back, I remember going, man, there's no way.
Our church, in many respects, was healthy, but there was a sense among leadership that we were a bit stagnant, that we were doing some good things, but we didn't seem to particularly have a direction.
We felt like if we could formulate a vision, it would give us an opportunity for all of us to pull in the same harness, not just leadership, not just staff, but the entire congregation, the whole church.
We called on Rick to formulate that vision and bring it to the elders and some of us in leadership on staff.
So I did. I spent some time with the Lord. I came back, got with all the leadership on a Saturday morning and just kind of put up on a whiteboard what we now call the 2020 vision.
And the elders took that and they prayed and fasted to formulate a vision that would ultimately help define this church and help us to celebrate the wins that God would bring.
You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you. And you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth.
Jerusalem and Judea, your local community. Samaria, cross-cultural impact in your country. And then ends of the earth would be going to other ethnic groups in other nations.
Every one of the elders immediately recognized that as the way that God wanted to impact this church and kind of gave us a path of how we were to expand the kingdom from this location.
We were pushing and we were wanting more because God's a God of more, and He put that in all of us.
And so we wanted the goals to be goals that were identifiable, but not necessarily achievable in our own strength and power, and that it would be God did this, not us.
Let me tell you what our 2020 goal is. It is that we can, in the next 15 years, double the number of fully devoted followers of Christ right here at Richland Hills.
The thought when we started in 05 as one church, one campus, that God would open up doors for us to plant more campuses, really just, it blows my mind.
We were a smaller church. We were an a cappella church in one location. Now we're a both-and church in multiple locations.
When we launched the vision in 2005, we weren't thinking multi-site. We were just thinking expansion of the church in Tarrant County. God opened that door for us.
What's going to unite us is the mission. Because the mission, working together, will be much more effective than it's ever been working apart. Let me tell you what our 2020 goal is. It is to see at least 10 new churches in the Metroplex. And it's to see at least 20 new churches started through the support of congregations like our own.
And if you've ever been to any of those churches and you see God's presence there and you feel it, you begin to see that we were able, just through our investment in church plants, to project what is a part of the DNA of the Hills. I know that sounds a little strange, but it is a remarkable thing when you go to one of those churches and see the impact they're having within the community in which they exist.
We want to continue to do what we're doing in missions, and we want to increase it. We want to do more in global missions in the years ahead. It's not enough just to maintain what we have going now. And it is to see a thriving Christian university in East Africa.
Mission work has always been a priority of this church. But because we've had this goal in front of us that was so big, it has greatly shaped us. We've been more generous. We've shared the gospel even more. We've sent more missionaries out.
That people who were good in a certain career could use that skill all over the world to bless people and draw people to the Lord.
The only way LIU was going to happen is if God did it. And it was such an audacious goal.
And now watching updates on graduating classes or how many students we have, and that's what's changing the continent of Africa, is just incredible.
We believe this is a God-given vision, and we accept it.
I never really had doubts or fears about the boldness or the audacity of this vision. And it's because I felt like it came from the Lord. That doesn't necessarily mean that I ever wondered if it would be reached, but I never doubted should we pursue it.
You know, when I heard the vision from Rick, I didn't get nervous. In fact, I was excited to receive it. God had brought us so far. We'd been through so many trials, and we'd seen so many victories that when you look back on it, it just gives you power and strength, and it also erases the fears because you've tapped in to the faithfulness of God. It's not something that leaves you.
It's been incredible to have a front row seat to watch the Lord do more than we could ask or imagine when this vision was laid out before us.
There's something satisfying about knowing, okay, we really upped our game. God helped us get to this place that we wouldn't have really thought was that doable.
It's shaped us for these 15 years, but it's also going to help shape and launch us as we move forward to our new goals.
So the reach of this church is much greater than it was. With our impact, even in planting churches, with our impact of expanded missions, our impact of LIU in Uganda, we're reaching people that we haven't even met yet because we've been faithful to follow the vision.
How is Christianity making a difference? And that's a great question. And I think our vision has helped answer that question. This is how your participation in our church is making a difference. And this is why the mission of God changes the world.
The heart behind everything we've done has been for that person who's not here, whether it's in our own church, in America, or around the world. We're after lost people, and God has been bringing them to Himself.
Help us now to have your burden and your passion for this world. Get us ready for big things, for big changes. Give us one goal and one vision: to see Christ exalted in every tribe and tongue on earth.